Ooh, what's good, family? Shout out to my doggy, Jerry, for boosting up your man the YB coin. Right now. So, Anthony Johnston has broken his silence on Tyson Fury versus DILLIAN, the Shillian shite, to some extent now. I ain't gonna lie to you, he hasn't kind of given his specific views on the fight, but bottom line is, these are AJ's recent comments regarding Tyson Fury, and it kind of does link into this whole Fury and White saga, so check this out. Speaking at the Oxford Union, Johnston said, if Tyson Fury was in the boxing arena and was to come out of retirement and honour the gentleman's agreement, there's a lot of money to be made. First and foremost, I have a pound for pound fighter on my list in Usyk, who's a tough competitor, for sure. People say I only focus on what's in front of me, which is a good way to be. But also, I want to look at what the bigger picture holds, so I can steamroll through. I have to, so I can get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So, for sure, I feel like retirement doesn't mean that you've completely given up and you're on the beach, clicking your phone, drinking a bottle of Corona. I feel he's still ticking over, and he'll come back if the right fight is presented to him. So, listen, man, I'm hoping, I haven't seen the actual interview, I tried to find it, couldn't find it, but listen, bottom line is, I'm hoping that there was a bad translation of what AJ said, because this guy loves to ramble. I mean, half it don't even make sense. Oh, if Fury was in the boxing arena and was to come out of retirement and honour the gentleman's agreement, there's a lot of money to be made. It just sounds like it's all over the place. Yeah? Let me tell you this for free, what I'll be saying right now. If I was age, I'd be saying, listen, Usyk, you're 5'2", you're getting it. Big, useless Fury, you're getting it too. Simple as that. I don't know about no retirement. I don't know about any of that rubbish. You're getting it, 100%. You understand? That's what you should be saying. Oh, well, apples and pears and, gentleman's agreement, and if he's in the arena, and first and foremost, and... Oh, what's wrong with this guy? Zesty ass cat, I swear. Oh, getting to the end of the pot of gold. What is wrong with this funny style cat? I don't care. I'm sick of this now. Really, I'm sick of it. And the worst thing is, he speaks about himself in the second person. He says, people say I only focus on what's in front of me, which is a good way to be. But I also want to look at why are you talking about yourself from what people say about you? What do you want, innit? Oh, people say I only focus on what's in front of me, but I want to actually look to the big fights and the big money. No, AJ. What people say is that you love money too much. Yeah, we know. You best believe. No one confused about you loving money. You love the coin too much. That's all you do love, because you don't love the game. Yeah, you love the coin. That's what the last few years have proven. You love coin more than anything. You're a fiend for coin. That's it. You don't love the game. Yeah, there's certain fighters you can watch and they can tell they love the game. For example, when Tyson Fury got put down by Wilder and was arguably at one of the most vulnerable points of his career, i.e. he was with Ben Davison, who we know is useless. Ben Davison had Tyson Fury going life and death with Otto Wallin. Yeah? Etc, etc. So despite Tyson Fury being at the most vulnerable point in his career, he gets put down in the 12th and he gets up and starts licking and whatever else, looking to get stuck in. Yeah? That's what he do. That's what someone does when they love it. We've seen people like Canelo and Triple G getting a good scrap. They enjoying their work. You ain't that guy. You love coin. Yeah? Because when Mr. Blobby turned you over, for example, yeah, Canelo arguably lost the first Triple G fight. The next Triple G fight, Canelo came back and wanted to prove a point. He spent a lot of the first fight, Canelo spent on the ropes. He allowed Triple G to back him up. He was apprehensive. Canelo went out of his way in the second fight to show everyone, I'm not going to go to the ropes today. And in fact, that was the first time ever really we've seen someone turn Golovkin into an outboxer. After the fight, Golovkin started talking about, oh, I wanted to prove I could box. What? The minute you hear that, you know it's over. Yeah, that's how you know Golovkin lost that fight. Oh, I wanted to outbox. Listen, Golovkin's been knocking people out his whole career. All of a sudden now he wants to box. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. But anyway, the point is, that shows you someone who loves the sport. Yeah, same as Tyson. Again, another. So you got the Canelo Alvarez reference there. You've also got, like I was saying, the Tyson Fury reference. Tyson Fury gets off the floor against Wilder, loving it. Not only that, he then loves the sport so much, he sacks the dead wood off Ben Davison, because he wants to. Tyson Fury could have sat back and said, okay, I've got a draw with Wilder, let me double down with Ben Davison and see if I can run around and play touch butt some more and win. You know what I mean? No. Fury said, no, I love the game too much. I owe this game too much. Yeah, I owe it to myself and to everyone else to get the best out of myself. Let me cut off this dead wood Ben Bumbidson. Yeah, let me cut off this dead wood Ben Bumbidson and go and get a proper trainer. He cut him off and went and got a proper trainer. And he's been going from strength to strength. That's what someone does when they love the sport. I'll tell you what someone don't do. I'll tell you what someone who don't love the sport does. Yeah, they get filled in by Mr. Blobby, Andy Ruiz, and then they go away and find a plan, work out a plan how they can say, we've just got filled in by Mr. Blobby, who, by the way, is no good, because Chris Arreola exposed him. Rather than doubling down and saying, listen, my name's Anthony Johnston, I'm the baddest dude that ever walked this planet, I'm going to fill this big bubbly dude's clut right the way in for him. Yeah, rather than say that, oh, well, I'm working with Eddie Hearn and we need to protect the coin and let's see if we can play touch butt with Andy Ruiz for 12 rounds instead. That's what you did. You shit your pants. Yeah? And like I was saying, rather than fall in love with the sport and double down and find a way to get the best out of yourself and find a way to show greatness like Canelo's done, I'm telling you now, Canelo going in there toe-to-toe with Triple G is a lot harder than going toe-to-toe with Mr. Blobby, who weren't even training, who put 30 pound of weight on. Yeah? Same as Tyson Fury. Yeah? Tyson Fury, who at the time wasn't known as a power puncher. Imagine the changes Tyson Fury had to go through in that camp. In 6 weeks, he went from getting knocked down by Wilder twice, going life and death with Wilder, to filling Wilder in devastating fashion. That's what greatness is. Take yourself away and double down on yourself. Show me where AJ ever did that. AJ went backwards. AJ was meant to be the big ferocious guy. Gets Mr. Blobby, Mr. Blobby turned you over and you ran off. You ran away from yourself. That's what you did. 100%. Anthony Johnston categorically ran away from himself. He was supposed to be the Terminator. Yeah? He was meant to be the... You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it, 100%. He was supposed to be the Terminator. Yeah? No doubt about it, the Terminator. Yeah? That's what he's supposed to be. Instead, what did he do? Oh, I'm going to go in there and go life and death with Ruiz and run around the place some more. Oh, well, I won 12 rounds because Eddie said that I want to have longevity in the game and make sure we can add lots of coins up and, that's dead. Lennox Lewis, another great example. What did Lennox Lewis do? He lost. He come back and pushed their wigs right the way back for them. No confusion. Yeah? Oh, greatness isn't losing and then coming back and, let's run away from greatness. AJ categorically ran away from greatness. Yeah? So now I'm sorry. Oh, well, I want to get to the pot of gold and I'm sick of hearing all these media lines. He don't know who he is. He confused. He all over the place and I'm tired of it. I've been tired of it, truth be known. And that's just what it is. Yeah? And part of me don't even want Tyson Fury to give... The only reason I want Tyson Fury to fight AJ is because I want to see AJ knocked out cold. That's the only reason. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't even want AJ to get a whole bunch of free coin. Because AJ's really going to be known as the biggest hype job ever. In as much as no one's ever in the sport of boxing been able to make so much money for not doing a lot. For example, Buster Douglas made about 30 million. But that was only one fight, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson and then sold his belt for 30 mil. We get that. But AJ's somehow, because, especially these days, the world is so aesthetic, yeah? I ain't gonna lie, I've been sucked in. But In 2022, the world's so aesthetic. You don't even have to be the business anymore. If you look decent, people will just buy into it. That's what's happened here. People bought into the look, and the look was empty. That's just what it was. Yeah? And when you look back at the career, I mean, look at what DILLIAN WHYTE did to Povetkin in the second fight, for example. Which again shows Povetkin ain't all that. Povetkin was never any good anyway, in my opinion. He's alright. He's a standard, solid guy. He's alright. Povetkin would not stand the test of time. Neither would Pulev. Yeah? So when you look at AJ's resume, okay, you went life and death with DILLIAN WHYTE, who Tyson Fury is exposed to be useless. You went life and death with everyone else who Tyson Fury is exposed to be useless. So what have you really done? Let's be real now. You got your head boxed off by middleweight, who no doubt Tyson Fury will expose to be useless, the same way Derek Chisora did. Oops. Yeah, don't forget, people. Derek Chisora went in there with Usyk and arguably got a draw in that fight. AJ nearly got KO'd. AJ makes his opposition look like world beaters, same as Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz looked like Terminator. Yeah? Next thing you know, Chris Arreola playing ping pong with him, dropping him all over the place. Yeah, AJ made Andy Ruiz look like the man who was pretty much invincible. Even I did videos saying, wow, this guy's like Mike Tyson. He got his quick hands and really heavy-handed, and yeah, his chin's like rock, is like granite. Next thing you know, old washed-up 40-year-old Chris Arreola dropping him, making him do the stanky leg, making him look silly, showing him no respect. Wow, it's bad for AJ. Yeah, AJ's a holly. AJ's hollow. There's no substance in him. Yeah, he is some sort of Cabal clone thing. That's the only explanation. It's some sort of Cabal clone. Yeah. Oh well, people say I'm not. People say I focus on. I don't know what people. Listen, like I said, who does that? Who responds to a question saying what people say about them? Well, people say I say this. What? Why are you telling us what people say about you? Just tell us what you want to say. Oh, well, you know, people say I focus on what's in front. What the fuck? Who this guy? Where are they doing that? I don't know, it's weird. It's super weird. Super weird, and I think the best thing for him will be for Tyson Fury to rearrange his bonds for him. That's what he needs right now. Yeah, he needs to be sent packing. But this shows you as well that it's a shame because AJ talks about, I've got an upcoming fight with Usyk. Notice, there's a new narrative coming out of Team AJ. And that new narrative is that Eddie Hearn started saying it already. And AJ's almost co-signing that new narrative. And that new narrative is, Tyson Fury's got 2 fights. Yeah? Tyson Fury's got 2 fights upcoming. You got the AJ fight and the Usyk fight. That's what Eddie Hearn's been saying. Eddie Hearn's been saying, Tyson Fury's got 2 fights left, the AJ fight and the Usyk fight. And he's also said other things before that comment. Why is that relevant? Well, really, Team AJ should be saying, listen, I couldn't care less what fights you got. What we do know is, after I finish whooping Usyk's ass, I'm going to be unified, and I'm coming for that WBC belt. I don't care what you do, what Tyson Fury chooses to do after that, I don't care about. Because I'm going to get the WBC belt with or without whatever. So why is Eddie Hearn worried about, Tyson Fury needs to fight 2 fights, Usyk and AJ? Well, the only reason that's relevant to Eddie Hearn is if he don't think AJ going to beat Usyk. Because if AJ beats Usyk, why would Eddie Hearn? Usyk becomes irrelevant, doesn't he then? Bottom line, if AJ beats Usyk, Usyk is irrelevant. Usyk has no relevance if AJ beats him. He has no relevance to AJ, and he certainly has no relevance to Fury. None at all. So what is this? Oh, well, we got Usyk and we got the... It don't make no sense. But that shows you the same thing I'm talking about here with AJ now. So bear in mind, Eddie Hearn's got this narrative of basically saying AJ probably going to lose, so we want to make sure that Fury fights undisputed and fights the money fight. Well, look at the lines AJ's coming with. No matter what happens, there's a lot of money on the table, and all of a sudden AJ all talking about money. Before, it was about the belts, wasn't it? I want to become undisputed. Notice, in this whole statement, there's no talk of undisputed. Yeah? You don't see that there. All you see is, the money, let's get all the gold. Yeah? So that shows you AJ ain't thinking, well, he admits it here. AJ admits here he ain't thinking about the belts. Yeah, you can say, well, YB, he did say he wants to beat, he's got an upcoming fight with Usyk. Yeah, but that's not the same. AJ should be saying, nah, listen, Fury, I'm about to tax this little midget's ass for you. Yeah? And when I finish doing that, me and you got big undisputed business to handle. Not, well, I've got a tough fight of middleweight coming up and it's 50-50 and, you know, but Fury, I might not have any belts, but I will have a lot of pot of gold for you. That's what AJ's basically saying. He's saying, Fury, please hang around because I ain't going to have no belts to offer you, but I can sell my backside for some coin. That's what AJ said here. And I'm sick of this. I'm sick of hearing about, oh, it's a tough fight with Usyk coming up. It's a tough fight with you. I'm sick of hearing it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah? You should be saying, this guy's food. That's what you should be hearing. That's what I should be hearing right now. He food. To me, I don't know about you. I don't know about to you, man. Yeah, but to me and us, man, he food. Yeah, that's it. Don't want to hear no more about it. About tough fight. I'm sick of hearing it. Eddie Hearn. Oh, it's tough fight. Apples and pears. Oh, it's tough fight. Tough fight. Oh, AJ, tough fight. All they're doing is building in an excuse to justify when they lose. Alright, tough fight. Told you it's tough fight. Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear that. Even if it is a tough fight, which it shouldn't be. Yeah? Even if it was, though. What happened to the vicious champion mentality of these cats of food? What happened to that? Where's it gone? Why is AJ turning to politician? Oh, it's 50-50, you know, tough fight. Too much respect, I'm sorry, way too much respect. I'd rather AJ went into this fight, yeah, a delusional bully. For example, to some extent, Mike Tyson was considered to be a delusional bully, in as much as anyone really who fought back, Mike would fall apart for the most part. Yeah, if you punched Mike back, he didn't really like it. But at least the good thing about Mike was, at least he'd come out and give you a good few rounds before we got, you know what I'm saying, before we rolled over. He'd give you a good few rounds. I'd rather that. I'd rather AJ say, listen, I'm going to come out, I'm going to treat Usyk like a bottom for 6 rounds, and if he gets through that and I have to roll over like Mike Tyson did, so be it. But the way things are going and the language I'm seeing from AJ, I don't even think he's got 6 rounds in him. I think all he wants to do is collect coin and not do much for it. I think if AJ can get through a fight, boxing and playing touch, but he will. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure if Eddie Hearn lines up some more 50-year-olds, AJ will win. But I'm talking about tough fights against ready opponents. He ain't really interested. That's my opinion. Don't forget, people, we've seen this anyway. We've been seeing this. We saw it against Ruiz. AJ weren't interested in putting his foot down. He won't take no risk and collect lots of coin. Yeah? That's what he want to do. He ain't care about entertaining the fans. He ain't care about his legacy. He care about taking no risk and maximum reward. Because that big round Ruiz, yeah, who weren't even training, should have been stopped. AJ owed it to his legacy, and I said this before the fight, AJ owes it to his legacy and his greatness to stop Ruiz. Because he ain't that good. That's what I said. He ain't. And the fact Chris Arreola put him down after AJ fought him, and that was the best Ruiz, by the way, because he was training with Canelo's trainer. Oops. Yeah? So if Chris Arreola can put him down, can put down the best version of Andy Ruiz, why is AJ running around the place like scared out of his wits? Scared of his own shadow? But that shows you his mentality. So AJ damn near went 50-50 with Pulev as well. Took all night. Yeah? So anyway, listen. What this also shows to me, from a holistic point of view, is the fact that, guess what? Nothing's changed in Team AJ. I've been saying for the longest time, AJ, there's one man who can do this job, and his name's the YB. That's simple as that. Your whole team moist, tell you that for free. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of deadwood, moist-looking cats in your camp. Simple as that. I exposed it a few weeks ago. Yeah, you got AJ taking photos of him and his trainer hugging. This is, I just don't get it. AJ in the corner looking all depressed with his head down and his coach is hugging. What the fuck? It's mad. goofy AJ fans in my comment section telling me, oh, YB, you don't know what AJ going through, and oh, he going through something now. I couldn't give off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, retire then, innit? If you're going through stuff that's so bad, sit your ass out the game. Don't be collecting free coin just because you can. Taking the piss. Do you know what I'm saying? Deliver the product you're selling, or sit down somewhere and retire. Don't say, well, I can milk the fans some more, so if I can, I'll get it. No. What happened to having integrity and saying, you know what, I'm not mentally fit to fight, let me sit my ass down somewhere until I'm ready, or not. You understand? That's what should happen. So please don't, oh, YB, you should have sympathy because AJ going through things. If you're going through things, sit down somewhere. Yeah? Don't just milk the fans for the sake of milking them. And that's what I told you. To be fair, part of me blames AJ, but the other part thinks, I told you before, people, no one should buy, genuinely, AJ versus Usyk should be empty. The stadium should be empty. Yeah? The pay-per-view should be empty. Not one man should buy it. Because, buy it for what? You earn that. You earn pay-per-views. Yeah? And for me, AJ's lost the trust. And if I had it my way, there'd be no pay-per-views and no ticket sales. None. Not one. Because he lost the trust. You have to earn pay-per-view trust. And AJ lost it. For me anyway. Going in there, playing touch button, trying to fiddle around. Again. Sick of hearing about, oh, but I want to prove I can box. Hey, you can't box. What's wrong with this guy? Like, yeah, oh, I want to prove I can box. Well, you prove you can't box. How about that? Yeah? That's what you have proved. You proved you ain't got a clue about boxing. How about that? Oh, I want to prove I can box. And you can't box. That's why middleweight came up and boxed your ears off and he knocked you out. I bet you want to prove you can box. Big hard back, 6'6" looking ass Nick as well. Fucking hell. Anyway, listen. Where was I? Listen. I'm not sure where I was, but listen. Either way. Yeah? Like I was saying. This shows me that nothing's changed. Yeah? Nothing's changed. It's the same wet guy. Bottom line. The same wet guy with the same wet team doing the same wet things. That's what this shows me here. There's no change here. I'm telling you now. If I was in the camp, this ain't going to go down like this. That's how it's not going down. Yeah? Everyone going to be on point. It's going to be a clean and simple message. I'll be telling everyone, listen, truth is, we're training for 6 rounds. And, you know, if Usyk gets round the first 6, if Usyk gets through the first 6, he's probably going to win. But you best believe he's getting it. That's one thing we do know. We're going balls to the wall on this one. Yeah? We're going to go in there and we're going to throw accurate, heavy level from the jump and we're walking forward. We're going to take shots on the gloves, we're going to take shots on the arms, and probably going to take a few shots square on the chin as well. Oops. Yeah, and we're coming straight forward. Simple as that. No confusion, no 50-50, no, oh, well, it's going to be a tough fight. That's what we're going to do. And if he can get through that and find a way around it, so be it. We lose. Yeah? Oh, I got a tough fight with Usyk, and oh, Fury, please hang around and pay me some more coin. What's wrong with this guy?